At the Paris Air Show 2025, sustainability and innovation are at the forefront of global aviation. Thousands of industry experts and visitors gathered at Le Bourget Airport, where leading companies like Boeing and Airbus showcased their latest aircraft. Professor Carol Eastwick from the University of Nottingham emphasized the urgency of decarbonizing the aviation sector, highlighting the shift towards sustainable fuels and autonomous flight. She noted the need for resilient global supply chains, not just in materials, but in talent and technology.
The trends that the aerospace industry is looking for at the moment is to make sure that the future is sustainable. So thinking about going forward, so thinking about autonomy, future flight, sustainable practices, sustainable fuels, making sure that we can deliver net zero. Because clearly the travelling public want to be able to travel without having an impact on the climate. So that's one of the major concerns for a lot of companies at the moment. Another concern is making sure that we've got the right supply chain in place in terms of people and talent, as well as the raw materials and goods and services that we need in place. So those are the main things that people are probably looking for at the moment. But for me, the main thing is sustainability, making sure that we actually will have a future and that my children and my grandchildren will be able to inherit something, the world that can go forward and work together.
Eastwick also spoke about research into additive manufacturing and alternative materials to reduce environmental impact without sacrificing performance. Demonstration flights by the Airbus A350, F-35A, Eurofighter Typhoon, and Dassault Rafale wowed attendees, while Airbus announced a major deal with VietJet for 100 A321neo aircraft. Despite recent challenges, including a deadly Boeing crash and geopolitical tensions, this year's airshow marks a pivotal step toward greener, smarter aviation.
Aviation does need to decarbonize. It needs to understand the impact that it's having. And I think that's one of the difficulties with the public. They look at us and think we're very polluting and then we're not doing anything about it. The opposite is true. The focus has been there for some time in understanding how we can decarbonize, whether that's the fuels that we're using, the manufacturing processes we're using. And just because it's a difficult to decarbonise sector does not mean that we don't do anything about it. So we are working on it. It will take time, especially replacing the fuels that we're using at the moment. I think the trade barriers and the supply chain, the global nature of the supply chain is probably very conscious, everybody's conscious at the moment. One of the sort of research things that's coming through is the ability to additively manufacture in more than one material. The research that's being done on that means that we can potentially look at doing that locally, provided we have the raw materials. Then that's the other question, where are the raw materials going to come from? So the other thing that's happening in research is looking at going right back to the sort of the chemical building blocks and understanding what we can do with what we have, rather than sort of sacrificing the earth to have the materials you want. Can we use different materials? Can we use different processes? Can we look at problems in a different way? Can we reuse, recycle? So those are the reasons, what we're looking for in terms of research, rather than just going to the same materials. What can we use that's different?
F-35. Yeah. When? Je l'aime bien.